Bonjour everyone, my name is Noah.
And I'm Sal.
And today we're back for the fourth and last video in my Pride series. We decided that we're going to be filming a mukbang talking about Pride Month and giving a bit of an update of what we've been up to in the past couple of weeks and month. And we're going to do that eating Sal's favorite food ever in the entire world. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably noticed that every time we go to that restaurant called L'Entrepôt, Sal is super excited. I think that's like on the same level as pizza for you.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Damn, that's saying a lot. L'Entrepôt is a French restaurant. They only have one item, which is steak frites, and you just get to choose how you want your meat cooked. But since COVID-19 happened, you're probably so tired, you want me to take it out?
Yeah.
Did you see?
Yeah.
The surprise?
You're kind of taking too long to explain.
I know.
Because of coronavirus, it's shut down, so they have like this baguette filled with the steak, and that's what we're gonna eat. The end. And they're really well known for their sauces. Well, their green sauce, and it is amazing.
So I got him 2 extra.
Okay, I'm gonna stop one.
I was obsessed with the sauce. Every time we go, he tries to get them to give us extra one.
But they're stingy here in New York.
I know.
In France, they actually give it to you, like they're happy to give it to you. But this is how it looks like on the inside.
So good.
It has the steak on a baguette with their fries and their cream sauce.
I don't know how I'm gonna eat that on camera and not look absolutely disgusting. I realize this is the first video I do with my pink hair. My hair has been pink for a couple of weeks now. I really have been wanting to do pink hair for I think years. I just bleached it twice actually and then did a temporary pink dye. It didn't hurt as bad as I thought. It didn't burn my scalp that much. The last time we ate this, we were both really high. So I don't really remember what it tastes like, and it's really good.
I thought it was delicious, high or not. But it definitely tastes a lot better without being high. Don't do drugs.
I also realized this is the first video we film in our new place. Well, you can't see much.
It also looks a lot like all of our other apartments.
We basically just
the
move furniture around and put it the same exact way. We used to live in Queens, in Long Island City. And now we moved in Midtown West, so in Manhattan.
Hell's Kitchen.
It's in the middle of everyone. Our friends all live like 2 to 3 blocks away.
Our friend lives in like literally this building right here.
Yeah. In the morning I text him so that we can dance in front of the window and just get ready for the day. We have all of our existing furniture, but this place is actually a lot bigger than the old one was. Sal's working on like renovating the ¿Qué estás haciendo? His whole personality changes when we go to L'Entrepôt. He's renovating the kitchen, and then we filmed an empty apartment tour the day before we moved. So that video is probably gonna go up next week, and then probably in like a few weeks we'll be posting the finished product for the apartment.
Thanks to TikTok, I got the idea of putting wallpaper on like everything.
On the countertop, on the cabinets, it's starting to look really good.
Yeah, and I got like new handles. I got a new faucet on Amazon for like $70.
The faucet looks so good. I can't wait for them to see the before and after of the kitchen.
Yeah, it's actually like crazy.
Sal has been obsessed with TikTok. I didn't know that he could be so obsessed with a social media platform because he doesn't have Instagram. But now TikTok has really taken over. I still can't believe you haven't filmed one.
You know, let's try. I feel like I could do it.
I'm sure you could.
Look, I'm a good dancer. What?
The flavor is just so good. So by the time this video is gonna go up, Pride Month will actually be over. I think we should all come together and agree that we will take over July as Pride Month #2.
Sure.
Okay. This Pride Month was so different from last year's. Last year was a lot more celebration and party oriented. It was World Pride, so people came from all over the world to New York. I feel like this year it really went back to kind of its roots. So last weekend it was a lot of protests, marches, and it's kind of, we were talking about this today, the intersectionality of the Black and LGBTQ plus communities. These protests are so powerful. The energy that's there is absolutely insane. So much anger and so much happiness at the same time. It's something that I've never experienced in anything else than protests. I feel like COVID kind of like pushed us to dedicate 100% of our time to action versus just celebration, which is really good. So what did you think of your video on my channel? It's actually doing a lot better than my story. Mine is kind of boring.
I still haven't watched it actually.
You haven't? It took Sal like, I think 5 or 6 days after I posted the video for him to actually watch his own coming out story video. He didn't want to help me edit. He didn't want to see it. So then I just posted it and like 5 days later forced him to watch it with me. But I'm surprised you haven't watched mine. I would have jumped on the occasion. But I also feel like it's something that we've talked about a lot. So you probably know most of it. What did you think of yours and what did you think of the comments?
I mean, I haven't read all of the comments, but so far I'm really happy that it's helped some people to like have somebody there to like
relate to.
Yeah, relate to. I definitely wish I had that. And I didn't see the value in it at first, and it wasn't until actually I watched Love Victor with you that I realized, I was like, wow, like this dude is like a Latino, he comes from a similar background as me, and then if I would have watched that like when I was first trying to come out, it definitely would have helped. So I didn't necessarily see the value when I first filmed it with you, but after that it made sense and I was like, okay, this is probably gonna help somebody, so I'm happy.
So many of the comments, people were saying that they relate to that story, and we actually watched Love Victor because people in the comments kept saying that it reminded them of Sal's story. If you haven't watched his coming out story video, by the way, I'll put the link in the description box down below. Your story was super well-rounded. It's super emotional, sad at times. It was hopeful. It was funny. Did you finish?
Yeah. Did you have another one?
What do you mean?
Did you order another one? Well, last time we had 3, that's why.
You were high as
Okay.
Do you want some of mine? I'm kind of struggling. Damn, he like doesn't even take the time. He's not even like, are you sure? So we decided to watch Love Victor, and it was actually really cute. It's kind of dramatic and funny because it's super corny.
It is very like basic though, and like,
yeah, it's simplified. Everything is going to be simplified, but I feel like it's also a way to start a complex conversation.
Yeah.
One thing that I posted on my story, and I was a lot more controversial than I thought. I ended up getting a lot of DMs where people were like, being an idiot. I thought it was kind of disappointing that they would cast
a straight person
in the
to
role.
play a gay person.
Yeah, especially if it's the lead, most important role. I saw a tweet, which was an interview of the Victor actor, whose name is Michael Cimino, and it was basically saying that to do research before the role for Love Victor, he talked a lot to his cousin who is gay to kind of try and understand his experience, which I thought was good on his part, but I also feel like he's never going to be able to relate to those experiences and to like represent them accurately. So I posted that on my story on Instagram, and a lot of people were commenting and saying,
that's acting. Literally,
yeah.
There's so many gay people in Hollywood.
The main argument would be they weren't as good as Michael was during his audition, which is okay.
Which is valid to an extent.
That's valid. There has to be a gay actor who would have been able to relate and who could have been just as good as Michael. And let's be honest, I feel like they didn't. Acting is just not like...
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's immaculate acting as well.
Yeah, it's good. It's just like a TV show for teenagers. And I don't want this to come off as us like hating on him as a person, because I think he's good for the role. He's like doing a good job. He looks cute. Like the scenes are cute. And I honestly don't think it's his fault. I just think on the production's end, it should have been important to them to cast someone who could relate to those experiences and represent the community. A lot of openly gay actors in Hollywood and everywhere else struggle to find roles because they can't be cast as straight people if they're too feminine or if they have pink hair. Basically, these roles are their only opportunity to have representation in the industry. And the fact that we take a role away from them when it's already a struggle is kind of sad to me.
We can't even crush on them.
That's true. Recently, a show that did that really well. Pose was brilliant from beginning to end. The plot is amazing. The cast is fucking amazing, and they deliberately chose actors who could relate to the experiences that the characters would play. Trans women as trans women, like gay people as gay people, and it just like it adds so much depth to it and it makes the story so believable.
If they weren't, I would have been so disappointed. I'm like, how are you going to like have this empowering story about the trans experience when these people have never dealt with it, never fully experienced anything like that?
If you haven't watched Pose, such a good show. Babe, I can't eat anymore. Can you please help?
Yeah, of course. You know, like in SpongeBob, Plankton has that one like computer where he like puts in something and then it like extracts the recipe. I want that machine for this. If there is a machine similar to that of Plankton's, please drop that in the comments.
But overall, Love Victor was a good show. I'm happy that we have those stories kind of becoming mainstream, and they did such a good job at linking it to the movie Love Simon. There's like cameo of the cast. There's like a whole episode where they interact, tied together so well. I was very, very impressed. The writing is pretty good. And in the series, Simon and his boyfriend actually moved to New York. So I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but they basically show the life in New York and like the gay community with drag queens, etc., which I thought was really fun, and it made me really happy to live in New York.
I literally cried. It just made me cry how they captured the New York gay scene compared to like
super positive.
Somebody like, for me for instance, who's not from a big city, from a very small, very tiny, like conservative type of city, and like, you know, you grow up gay and there's all these notions of what it means to be gay, and you feel like you're trapped, and then the second you get to like a big city like San Francisco or New York City and they show you that scene, you're just so overwhelmed with...
There's so many different experiences. Being gay in a lot of places is considered like being feminine, talking a certain way, walking a certain way, etc. So a lot of gay people reject their queerness because they don't identify with those ways of acting and living. And that's a conversation we could have about internalized homophobia, which is super hard. Like, so many values and standards are pushed upon us ever since we like are born. So of course some stuff is going to be internalized and we're not even going to realize it. It's so detrimental to our growth and to our happiness. So when you finally get to a place where you can see the diversity in experiences and see people you relate to and make your friendships, etc., within the gay community, it really shows that there's not one singular way of living. It helps a lot of people.
I want to go to a drag brunch so bad.
We went to our first drag brunch in Miami. I actually have a few friends who used to and actually still work there, and the show was just amazing. The food was good. So much drinking.
Mimosas.
Mojitos.
And you had a bottomless pitcher of mojitos. I don't think I've ever been that drunk. And it was a brunch, so it was at noon. We got so hammered that the second we got back home, we fell asleep until the next day.
The performances are out of this world. They're amazing, so talented. This summer, I don't think it's gonna happen. I feel like this summer, especially in New York, is gonna be outdoor a lot. We're really close to Central Park now, so every time I get a chance when it's sunny, I go and lay there. But I don't think we're gonna get any like indoor stuff, and probably not a lot of traveling either. I actually found out that my passport expired, and because of COVID-19 the French consulate is closed, so I can't get a new passport for like a few months now, so I can't go back home, which is kind of sad. I really wanted to see my family. Are we done eating?
Yeah.
Does that mean we're done filming?
Don't forget to leave a comment or like this video.
But yeah, this is basically it for this Pride series. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can also click the bell button to get notified whenever I post. And leave a comment down below if you have any video recommendations or things you want us to film. And that's about it. I will see you guys next week. We will see you guys next week for our empty apartment tour. It's already filmed.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Bye.